And they're up 5-0. Lasal on the attack. Combination again.
UST ready for it. Then the drop.
And that's another successful hit coming from Camposan.
Coverage was good. But look at San Andres.
We are still coming in live all the way here in Paco Arena in Paco, Manila for the second match of your Spikers Turf Open Conference. And we bring you the hard-hitting gentlemen of the Philippine Army and the Philippine Coast Guard. Two teams from Pool C or from Group C, and both teams coming off defeats. Volleyball fans, good day to all of you. Chicky Reyes here with Neil Flores. As mentioned, we are live, still live on One Sports. And Neil, mahirap ito for these two clubs because they're coming off defeats. And unfortunately, only one will come out victorious after this match.
That's correct. For one of those teams, everything is about to change. One of them will finally break into the win column. But the bigger question for me is, who will want it more? Will it be the Philippine Coast Guard or the Philippine Army?
Now we'll take a quick look at our team standings for Group C. This is going to be a struggle here for the Army, having dropped their first two games.
Perpetual is sitting at the top of our standings in Group C, so this is a must-win for the BCDA Army Troopers if they want to get a chance to break into the top two.
At pwede pa magkagulo niyan, di ba? Pag nagkaroon ng mga what if. But we'll show that later on, mga kaibigan. In the meantime, puntahan muna natin yung previous matches nitong dalawang teams. Unahin natin ang Philippine Army because they went up a very strong collegiate team in the team of Perpetual Health.
Well, you know, looking at the statistics of the players of the Philippine Army, their points were scattered, but PJ Ross was not his usual self as he only got 5 points in that match.
Yan yung mga titingnan nating departamento kung kayang ayusin ng Philippine Army. Now going over to the other side of the fence for the orange and white. Let's talk about the previous match of the Coast Guard because they too, unfortunately, didn't do well in their last match.
That was actually a 4-set defeat for the Philippine Coast Guard. It was actually surprising. Only 4 players got points in their respective match. So later we'll get to talk more about that also.
So dalawang teams na ito tinalo pareho ng Perpetual Health. Now, tatanungin ko sa iyo dito, are you expecting a more solid Philippine Army knowing that their backs are against the wall?
Definitely, we know that they can bounce back from every defeat. Kaya maganda makikita natin ang anong adjustments ang ginawa ng Philippine Army today.
We'll take a very quick break. Pagbalik po natin, pre-game protocol na po itong labanan sa pagitan ng Philippine Army at ng Philippine Coast Guard.
Presenting our national officials for this match. First referee, Bob Malenab, and second referee, James Oliver Mora. Let's now meet the starting 6 for the Philippine Coast Guard Dolphins. Let's start off with the team captain, jersey number 10, Alfrazin Abdulwahab. At number 2, Rudy Gadula. Number 3, Edimar Kasim. Number 5, Larry John Francisco. Number 6, Jemmy Antig. And number 12, Ismail Kasim. Starting libero is number 7, Renzi Edmund Hu. With head coach, Seaman Second Class Salih Hassan Galib. Let's now meet the starting lineup for the BCDA Army Troopers. Let's start off with the team captain, jersey number 8, Corporal Randy Fagliorina. At number 1, Joel Villonson. Number 5, Corporal Benjailo Davide. Number 12, Private First Class Patrick John Rojas. Number 15, Nikki De Pamilo. And number 16, Kevin Liberato. Starting libero is number 6, Private Jason Oy. With head coach, Staff Sergeant Rico De Guzman. This is match number 23 from Pool C. Good luck to both teams.
It's gonna be Gatdula, Francisco, Kasim, the two Kasims, Entig, Abdul Wahab, and Hu as starting libero for the Dolphins, the Coast Guard Dolphins. Sa kabila po naman sa Philippine Army Troopers, matitibay din. You got Fagliorina, Villonson, Davide, PJ Rojas, Liberato, De Mapilo, and Ruben Baisaca starting libero for the team of Coach Rico De Guzman. For the other side, it's Coach Salih Hassan Galib for the Coast Guard. And our officials were introduced already, but just to mention, first referee Bob Malenab and second referee James Oliver Mora, both national referees. The Army in their black uniforms. Katakot, ano? On the other side, the Coast Guard in their white and orange jerseys. Here we go. Let's see who gets the first point. Labide scores the first point for the Army.
Well, towards the end of that reinforced conference, umupo na nga si Benjailo Labide because of his injury, but it's nice to see him back on the court playing for the Troopers.
Pinag-uusapan natin top of the coverage, Neil, for those who just tuned in. Live kasi tayo sa One Sports. Coast Guard entering this game 0-1. Army entering this game 0-2. Pero natalo yung Army sa top 2 sa PLDT tsaka sa Perpetual Health. And now they're at the bottom of the team standings. We are not used to seeing them at that position.
That's correct. But, you know, I wouldn't count the Philippine Army out yet because if they sweep the next few games, yung remaining 3 games nila, they can still get a slim chance of entering our top 2. But they would have to wait for the results of the other matches. So yun yung medyo alanganin because you have to wait for the results of the other matches para malaman mo kung papasok ka or hindi.
It starts here, di ba? Ito muna kasama sa 3 matches nila. And the same thing goes for the Coast Guard. Kasi 0-1 pa lang sila. A lot of things can still happen here for the Dolphins.
And right now in Group C, Perpetual will get a sure slot already for the top 2 for the bracket. So isa na lang yung iniintay natin. But PLDT is still spotless in their record as well at 2-0.
Yan yung tatak Sammy Akailar, no? Coach Sammy Akailar for the Perps. Meantime, in this match, it's a good start here for both teams. We are tied at 2 apiece, or rather 3-2 in favor of the Army. Make that 4-2. Now it's a 2-point lead for the Troopers.
That was their top scorer, Fagliorina, in their previous match with 7 points. We're so used to seeing PJ Rojas on the top of the scoring output for the side of the Philippine Army. So it's nice to see na meron din siyang makakatulong.
Basta may katuwang, yun yung gusto mo para you don't carry the whole load on your shoulders. Fast-paced action we're witnessing here. Strong hit, but it goes out.
On the side of the Philippine Coast Guard, it was surprising for me to see only 4 players register points. Dahil it's not often that you see na 4 lang talaga ang pupuntos. And that was a 4-set match. So the other players need to get theirs para makatulong sa Coast Guard may panalo itong laban na to. And we know that Army is really hungry to get their first win in this conference.
Oh, you gotta contribute. And the captain here on the other side for the Army, Fagliorina, scoring with a service ace. They're up by 4 early in this match. How come that happens more often than not, no? Makapag-ace ka tapos service error.
Every time you compliment them,
Oh,
biglang-
Sportscasters jinx. And then I won't be surprised if we go 5-setter here because of Neil Flores.
May sumpa ba?
Biruan lang po namin yan, but more often than not, si Neil mo natatapat doon. 7-3, Army up by 4. First set pa lang po ito. Peachy Ross, nabanggit mo na tong name na to, household name na sa Army. The load, na-deload siya with Faliorina's presence. Quick one there, it's good. And Tig delivers.
That's their version of their short back running hit for the Philippine Coast Guard. It was just too fast for the blockers of the Philippine Army.
Now serving is number 12, that's Ismail Kasim. Loaded. It's an ace. Wow.
I think the first matches of both of these squads, ang kinaharap nila is yung Perpetual eh. That was a really good welcome for them.
And then that was an awesome start of the conference for Perpetual Help. 5 serving 7. Still it's Ismail. Another loaded serve. Good reception from Faliorina. And then Labide scores. Hear that buzzer. It's a 3-point lead here for BCDA Army, 8-5 as we go to the first technical timeout of set 1.
dapat.
Service target po. Tapos ano, huwag sa libero. Kasi sa libero. Si Rojas pa siya. Lahat sa libero po nila. Iwasan natin yung service ng si libero. Tara, kami tayo. Basay!
Since we have 24 teams, paano ba yung tournament system natin, Neil?
Again, they were divided into 4 pools of 6 teams each. They will undergo a single round robin elimination, and the top 2 teams per bracket will barge into the quarterfinals. But all of the number 1s will get a twice to beat advantage in the quarterfinals. Then whoever wins that one will go to the semifinals, and whoever wins those series of matches will enter the finals, and the losers will battle it out for the battle for bronze.
Kita mo, may battle for third pa tayo. I
It's
love
going
it.
to be a knockout match for the
That's
battle
nice,
for
that's
bronze.
nice. So if you're not doing anything, mga kaibigan, you can always join us here in Paco Arena or watch it on One Sports. Ngayon, live po tayo, all 3 matches. And Army off to a good start here. They have a 5-point lead. 10-5. Coast Guard needing to call this timeout para mai-address ito. Let's listen in.
Sakto naman yun eh. Pero pag alam mo, mabuhay sige yung pala mo. Huwag muna. Pag wala yung short, trap mo muna lang, adjust ka lang muna. Ako kompleto mo lang. Enjoy!
The captain there, Abdul Wahab, giving those nice pointers, and then, alam mo yung dama mo sa boses niya, yung kumpiyansa niya sa teammates niya, no? Even if they're down by 5. You love that from a captain.
Yes, definitely. And aside from being the captain, he's also the setter. So siya rin talagang mag-aayos ng mga kailangan para maabot sa kanya na maganda yung bola.
But how do you counter that? They thought that's going to be a service error. And then, all of a sudden, pumasok lang yung bola. So it's a service ace for the Army here. Abdul Wahab with a setup job, and Tig scores again.
That was the same play earlier, and they score again.
Ball goes out, although the defense was there. Labide rejected by the defense of Francisco and Abdul Wahab.
And they were just ready for that. Sobrang naka-establish na yung double block for that hit of Labide.
2 quick points here coming from the orange and white. Labide won't be denied this time, but that ball is still alive. And off that deflection, it's going to be a point for Kasim, Edimar Kasim.
Nice try from the side of Jason Uy.
So tatlo na lang itong abante dito ng Army. Are we expecting this na patay agad yung bola? O in this match, or do you expect longer rallies, Neil?
Well, I think they're still starting to warm up dahil first set pa lang. But as we progress, for sure,
Pwede pa
masahaba yung
bumaba,
mga
no?
rallies natin.
But right now, both teams are really taking advantage of those nice setup jobs or gifts being presented at the net.
Diyan mo rin makikita na medyo erratic pa rin yung mga first ball ng parehong koponan.
Nice mini run here by the Coast Guard, but broken up easily by Depamilo.
I think the timing wasn't so perfect, but Villonson was able to adjust. That's why they still got that point.
Down the line, was that good?
A check ball will be called on one of the blockers of the Philippine Army. Their players are saying na wala daw.
So it goes the other way.
The first referee can always trump the decision of the lines judge.
Depamilo once again. Set up job, good coverage by Viking. And then the point coming from the captain.
Faljorina again off the opposite side of the court.
So deloaded talaga dito si PJ in the scoring department. Which you'd like, di ba? Para yung pag humaba yung game, may energy ka pa. PJ from the back. And there you go. Now the lead here, Neil, has gone up to 6 already, 15-9.
Philippine Coast Guard is still trying to find their rhythm in this ball game.
Flat na, medyo flat start nga ang Dolphins eh. Good first ball. Cross court, it goes out. And that means the Army will hang on to a 7-point lead here, 16-9. And we go to the second technical timeout of set number 1.
Kita mo nung bukas na bukas dito. Buti outside. Kung yun yung inside, hindi mo nakuha. Kung kuha ko yun. Okay, tingnan nyo. Analyze yung mabuti. Pag, kahit mahina ang service, wag lang sa libero. Tingnan nyo, hindi sila makaset ng maayos.
This is one portion that I like in Spiker's Surf, and we show highlights of the current set, ongoing set. And so far, so good for Labite and the rest of the Army troopers here, Neil.
And listening to that technical timeout of the Philippine Army, kahit na they're up by 7 points, you can hear the tone of Coach Rico de Guzman. He's dead serious of winning this game.
Kasi nga, yung na-race mo, no, top of the coverage, meron pang opportunity ang Army to still make it to the top 2, but they have to do it 3 in a row muna.
Yes, because if you skid to 3 losses, I think you will be eliminated already from from the top 2 contention in their bracket.
At babalikan ko yung opening game. Tayo nag-umpisa ng open conference. You mentioned that. 4 wins, medyo foot in the door ka na. Ang 3, marami pang what ifs.
Yes. But if you can sweep the whole bracket, that will be
Why
a
not?
good confidence booster as you enter the quarterfinals. Tapos may twice to beat advantage ka pa.
Yun yung icing on the cake yun. Good net defense. Kasim. That was Eddie Mar leading the defense.
He loved that block from PJ Rojas.
Pag naka-block ka naman sa isang PJ Rojas, matutuwa ka talaga. But the service goes out for Eddie Mar.
That has been the thing for the Philippine Coast Guard. They have been more error-prone in this first frame compared to the Philippine Army. Kaya hirap silang makadikit sa score.
And because of that, of those errors, ang ginagawa ngayon ng Army, okay, let's exchange points. We're still gonna hit 25 ahead of you.
And Depamilo is still sticking to his basic plays. Wala pang masyadong combination from the middle.
Oo nga, no?
Wala pang masyadong running.
Army on the attack. PJ off speed. Kabila naman. Oh, the off speed was low.
Again, these attack errors are plaguing the side of the Philippine Coast Guard.
19-12. We got some substitutions here. I'll take this opportunity, if you don't mind, just to greet my eldest son, Cito Reyes. Happy 10th birthday, anak. And enjoy watching the Open Conference. Fan siya ng Spikers Turf. At fan siya ni PJ Rojas, by the way.
Yeah, I remember. Happy birthday, Sito.
No, right smack today, September 5. 19-12. Army up by 7. Abdul Wahab. Setup job. Again, not really too high and strong of a hit coming from Esmail.
They're having a hard time getting their offense going.
Army up by 8. And off the deflection, Gatdula will earn that point. At kung mainit ang action dito sa loob, sa labas naman malamig ang panahon. Dahil kasalukuyan pong bumubuhos ang ulan in this part of Manila. Combination for Rojas. Didn't work. That went out.
That's another outside hit from the Philippine Coast Guard. They will call for time.
21-13, 8-point lead for the Army. Let's listen into the huddle of the Dolphins.
Nag-iingay sa loob. Sa receive, sa pula kayo sa receive. Sa puso kayo sa receive. Hindi, power lang yun. Kasi laki ng buto sila o kung nasa likod. Pag nag-service lang sa libero. Kasi ang power, pag na-outside, wala yung kalaban na. Pasok! Pasok!
That was a democratic huddle coming from the Dolphins. Everyone was chipping in kung ano yung magandang solusyon. But I think, I heard one word then, what you hear in sporting, diskarte. Doon, parang lamang sa diskarte itong Army, apart from the X's and O's that they're doing right.
I mean, for the side of the Philippine Coast Guard, naitataas naman nila yung first balls. Nakakapag-set up naman si Abdul Wahab. It's just that hindi nakaka-convert yung attackers at this point with those attack errors. And it's starting to pile up. Kaya ganito nakalaki ang kalamangan ng BCDA Army.
And sometimes, if it starts early, ang hirap, no? Maka-claw back. Rojas with a jump serve, loaded one. And then that cross court. This time around, it's gonna be good for Esmail.
Finally, Kasim breaks that momentum of Army.
Serving 22. They need to string up a couple of points here just to get the momentum back on their side. Good jump serve. Good opportunity to score for the Coast Guard. Goes back to the Army. Labide. Combination play. And that's going to be good for Reyes.
Instant point for the double substitution of Coach Rico de Guzman. I think that's the first time na pumunta sila sa combination play. More fresh legs. Joshua Barica.
As you saw that another angle for Reyes. You mentioned Barica, another energy guy here for the Army. Nice loaded serve, and it's gonna be an ace.
Yan yung sinasabi namin na these service specialists, napaka-importante to change the flow of the game. Lalo na pagkapasok mo, then you score an instant point for your coach.
Laking impact, ano? Set point for the Army. Chance for Coast Guard to stay alive in this set. Or for the Army to end it with this one. That ball goes out. Lead of the Army down to 9. But the Troopers are in a good position to end this set depending on their first ball, but they don't need a first ball. That's a service error from the Coast Guard.
Again, these errors are the main problem talaga nitong Philippine Coast Guard ng unang set pa lang natin. They have to make adjustments if they want to bounce back and get the second frame.
Army Troopers getting this one 25-15. It was a great start for the men in black, only needing 20 minutes to end set number 1. On the attack, the back set. Fantastic.
Wow. Solid block from Tibayan on that attack.
Back to Adamson. Jimenez with that back set.
The Philippine Coast Guard defense, solid blocking coming from the orange shirts. One more try.
Good net defense by the Generals.
Almodiel scoring through the blockers. Eusebio Pumalo sent up.
Set up jump DeMarco, combination play, and they're up 5-0. LaSalle on the attack, combination again.
UST ready for it. Then the drop.
And that's another successful hit coming from Camposan.
Coverage was good. But look at San Andres.
Tuesdays, Thursdays, Sundays on One Sports, Channel 91 on SD, 261 on HD. We also have live stream coverage. Your Spikers Turf Open Conference 2019. And we are live po today hanggang third game. And not only that, mamaya may ibang news pa kami. Ito muna numero natin ng set number 1. It went to the way of the Army.
Well, 11 errors. Sabi ko nga, yun talaga yung naging problema ng Philippine Coast Guard. They can match the attack output and the blocking department of the Philippine Army, but they have to convert those points from the first ball.
So Neil, may mga sporting news pa tayo, Jack, to inform our viewers that after the third match later on, you might want to grab your quick dinner because at 8:30, okay, we have USA versus Japan for the FIBA World Cup. Tuloy-tuloy po yan. And up to September 15, you can watch it on One Sports. Lahat po ng bansa, no? Hindi lang yung sa games ng Gilas Pilipinas, even the other countries. So tonight at 8:30, it's the mighty USA going up against the Japanese.
Only here on One Sports.
Oh yes, oh yes. Exciting, kaya masarap na pag may signal eh. Ngayon, kung may mga kapitbahay ko hindi pa nakasignal, inggitin ninyo para mag-signal na sila.
That was clearly an overreaching violation called on the blocker of the Philippine Coast Guard. De Pamailo was still trying to set that ball to his teammate, pero inabot agad ng middle blocker.
Alam mo, sa tingin ko dapat iwasan dito ng Coast Guard yung flat start again. In the first set, first technical timeout, they're only down by 3. Tapos lumaki. Naging 16-9 and then they were not able to claw their way back. So at least in this one, okay pa. 2-1, still in favor of the Army.
That's correct. And they're starting off a little bit flat again so far in the second frame. Great reception from Hu.
Oh, wow. That pancake, dalawa pa sila nag-dive doon and that was garbage that turned into gold. Pero mukhang na sumabit yata yung mga daliri ng dalawang Army Troopers. So let's check that one. Ooh! Viking That was Biking and Depamailo there. Dolphins. Ismail denied that time around. They go to Ismail again. Long rally we're seeing here. Cross court. Wasn't good for Gatdula.
Another attack error for the Philippine Coast Guard.
4-1 in favor of the Army. Isa pang malaking bagay dito for the Army, no? I mean, I'm just talking about them because they're up here. Even if they win their next 3 games, they have to win in convincing fashion.
That's correct.
Diba? Straight sets kung maaari para makuha mo yung complete point output, diba?
Because if ever na magkaroon ng triple tie ng 3-2, I think that we will be going to a quotient system.
Yes.
So it's important to rack up the points and the sets if you want to get a good standing.
Ganun yun, no? I-eliminate mo na lahat yung pang-break ng tie. 5-2. Army up by 3 here in set number 2. That's PJ Rojas. One of the bright spots for the Army. Sa kabila naman, about to serve is Larry John Francisco. It's out. Napapailing ka dyan, Neil. Ito yung mga pet peeve mo rin, no? Yung wala kang kalaban-laban with the service error.
Philippine Army will surely take advantage of all of those errors from the Philippine Coast Guard. But that was a better attack from Entig. He has been giving the attacks for the Philippine Coast Guard.
I was about to say that. No, probably siya yung pinaka makulay ang laro dito si Entig.
Siya yung pinaka gumagawa when we're talking about offense.
6-3 in favor of the Army. Now make that 7-3 in favor of the Army. Liberato scoring off that quick approach.
On the top of our coverage, I shared that only 4 players scored points for the Philippine Coast Guard. Eddie Marcasim, Larry John Francisco, Ismail Kasim, and Adam.
4 lang, no? They need more help. Kahit na pa konti lang siguro. All right, 8-3 is our score. Army still up by 5. We go to this first technical timeout of set number 2.
Pre, sabihin niya kung ayaw niya maglaro. Second count. Guys, ganito yung laro natin, no? Coast Guard ko. Hindi pwede ganito yung laro natin, no? Lima lang yun, lumalayo tayo. Relax, relax. Hindi ganyan laro natin, may laro tayo na mga ano eh. Lima lang. Hindi ganyan. Hindi kahit na natin natin. Naka-score, go. Simulan natin yan.
Team rankings in Group C. Let's check this one. Immaculate record for both the Altas and the power hitters.
Magandang laban yan, Perpetual, as they take on the PLDT Home Fiber rather in their next succeeding matchup. But now, the Philippine Coast Guard and the Philippine Army are still winless after their first outings. And today, everything will change.
May iba talaga yan. At saka yung ganda yung FEU, nandun pa, the Stags are there. I think this pool, it's gonna be interesting yung habulan dun sa second spot.
Yeah.
Diba? Dahil assured na nga ang Perpetual for the next round. And Tig continues to sizzle here.
Well, if that's going to work for Abdul Wahab, he needs to keep on going to Entig. That he's the bright spot so far for the Philippine Coast Guard Dolphins.
At walang dumepensa doon coming from the Army. Yun yung mabigat. You work hard for a point and then you return it with the service error. No? Too costly here for the Coast Guard at this point.
This is going to be a good build-up also for the Philippine Army dahil kakalabanin pa nila ang Hatcharan Ramen Masters and the San Sebastian Stags.
2 tough teams as well. Single coverage by Labide, and Entig is just riding on that confidence that he has built from the get-go.
And that's a good sign for the setter. Alam niyang meron na siyang mapupuntahan na go-to guy every time Entig is in the front line. So it's about the other players scoring the points.
Alam mo, gusto ko lang i-share. I was looking at the stats or the facts about Intig. He was born in 1997. Bagong taon pala ang birthday nito, January 1. Kaya siguro very explosive maglaro si Intig. And then a service error coming from the other side. That was Liberato with that error. But still, Army up by 4. Low serve by Abdul Wahab. Labide denied. At nakita mo, nanlambot ang tuhod doon ni Depamilo.
And he knew it. It was really going outside. I think inaasahan niya may tatalon na blocker para maitulak niya palabas.
Eh, walang sumabay no? Labide takes that point back. Back to a 4-point lead for BCDA Army, 11-7. Depamilo, nice serve. Connection between Abdul Wahab and Francisco was good. Mabasa tatlo ang abante ng Army, 11-8. Again, kung palitan lang, ikatutuwa ng Army to. What you want to see from the Coast Guard is a couple of stops here. Francisco was caught touching the net. Lead is at 4 again, 12-8. Orange and white. They'll get another chance here. Esmail rejected. Again, the rejection of Rojas present there.
Villanson and Rojas ganging up on Rudy Gatdula.
Good timing. Chance ball.
Another chance ball for the Philippine Army. Kaso medyo mababa.
Hinabol lang yung combination doon, ano? Was it the set was low?
Yes, the set was low for Faljorina. Again, for every player, there are different preferences of the set. Yung iba gusto mas mababa, yung iba medyo may lutang.
Kasi depende sa wind-up ng hitter mo, di ba? Kung matagal siyang bumuelo, kailangan mataas-taas. Coast Guard, they call for the ceasefire. They're down by 5. Let's listen in.
Kasi pre, 8 seconds yun eh.
Ganun pa rin. Lalamang tayo. Service.
Sabi ko na alamang, lalamangin niya ng 5. Nakakapatay kayo sa palo, namamatay naman kayo sa service. Kalahin mo 3 sunod-sunod service.
Tayo. Tuloy-tuloy natin. Hindi yung pagkapuntos, patayakan nila. Let's go!
They know where they're falling short. They play good offense and then pagdating sa service department, they fail.
And earlier, sinabi rin ng team captain nila na hindi tayo ganito maglaro. We know our skills, we know our capabilities, but we're not playing our game at this point.
And I also heard that don't rush your service. You have 8 full seconds to prepare.
When you commit 1 service error, sige, medyo mapagbibigyan. Pero pag 3 sunod-sunod, dun ka na magtataka na bakit ganon? What's happening?
And then, magkakahawaan na yan. It rubs off to the other players. But Esmail with that nice down-the-line approach there. Going over the hands of the blockers. That was really above. Playing above the net was Esmail. They're down by 4 still. Al Nasil Dulaid serving now for the Dolphins. Look at that. Depamilo niluhuran yung kanyang second ball and then setting up Liberato perfectly.
Another double substitution for Coach Rico de Guzman. Nico Ramirez and Michael Reyes. And back in the first set, nung pinasok silang dalawa, lalong lumayo yung Philippine Army.
Eh siguro na alam ni Coach Rico, diinan na ito 15-10. Good dig. Good floor coverage. Gonna be a chance ball here. Oh, and it goes out. Hear that buzzer. It's a 6-point lead here for the Army. 16-10. We go to the second technical timeout of set number 2.
Binigay pa dito sa hindi nakapwesto. Hindi ko pala. Aral tayo doon sa block. Aralin nyo mabuti. Kailangan marami tayong mablock sa kanila. Ha? Huwag nyo iwanan ng iwanan. Ha? Sige, basta ilabas nyo lang. That's all. Huwag kang bumlock na igaganon mo lang yung one mo. Kailangan pagtanong mo, nakapasok na. So hindi yung nakaganon ka pa, saka mo siya gaganon.
Laywan tayo balikan ha. Laywan tayo balikan.
Sige, sige, go, go.
Go, PCDA! Ilawa mo na yung
We got here one dolphin swimming really well for the Coast Guard and playing really well. Entig wearing jersey number 6 there. He's the only one probably consistently flying above the net and scoring at will for the Coast Guard.
And if I were in the position of Entig, hihingin ko lahat yan sa setter. Lalo na pag alam mo na medyo mataas yung percentage mo of attack, hihingin mo lahat yan. Bigay mo sa akin to score more points for your team.
And let's see if he can continue doing that here for the Coast Guard. Pero hindi niya kaya mag-isa yan. Viking was late for that. And credit goes to Edimar. Lead of Army down to 5, 16-11.
Great cross-court hit from Edimar Kasim.
Now it's the turn of Ismail Kasim. Loaded serve, but it goes out. So ito na naman yung sinabi nila nung huddle. We have a good attack, and then come the service department, we just return it back.
But ngayon, wala na silang magagawa because they already committed that error. All they need to do is one good reception to get it back. But hindi na nila kailangan.
No. Or accept that service error by PJ Rojas. Which at this point, the Coast Guard will accept any form of point. Jemmy. Combination for the Army. Uh-oh. Alam na ni Reyes eh. Alam na niya na kanya yun.
The small but terrible Michael Reyes.
And that smile says it all. Alam mo yung nangyari doon sa attack ni Michael Reyes? Parang Jack in the Box. All of a sudden, it just pops out.
And the hops.
Oh, the hops. You have to admire the hops. It's a gift. That's Viljonson scoring for the Army. Looking at one side, the men in black are all smiling. Looking on the other side, for the Coast Guard, mabigat na ang kanilang mga balikat. Barica will serve. Back to the black shirts here. Ramirez, set up job for Labide. Nakakaloko yung setup na yon ni Ramirez. Coast Guard down by 8. Let's listen in.
Di ba nakaraan sabi ko sa inyo, pag nagbablock tayo, doon kayo nakaharap. Hindi yung nakaharap ka dun sa likod, paano nyo makikita, di ba? Kung ilang yung spiker. Ano nangyayari sa atin? Magbablock na tayo, nakatingin pa tayo sa service. Samahan natin. Pag nag-block tayo, doon kayo sa spiker, kung ilang spiker nila. Tapos yung gitna, Kasi takot mo yung spiker.
You can't question yung kanilang resiliency and enthusiasm, but if you have people like Ben Jairo, Labide working or playing good music together with people like Ramirez, it's tough to guard or fight against the Army.
And the team captain had a point. That was a good point. It's the duty of the wing spikers to point out the people going for combination plays. Dahil yung gitna, nakabantayan sa opposite niya na middle blocker. So pag may iikot, you have to call it out para alam nila so that they can go for that double jump.
Ikaw yung mata, di ba? Ikaw yung sensor doon. Now at this point, the Army, they have the luxury of committing a couple of errors because they're still up by 7. Gatdula and Abdul Wahab coming back in, replacing Edimar and Dulaid. (13 serving 20). And look at that, Ramirez just saving that first ball.
Well, you know, high risk, high reward. Kadalasan pag alanganin na, he would set it up to the wing spikers, but he did not give up on that play. Naset pa niya yun for a quick for Williamson.
Kung ang basketball may no-look pass, ito may no-look set. Diba?
The level of difficulty of that set.
On the other side, Ramirez with a good save. Over receive. Labide. At nakapuntos pa doon ng Army.
Nico Ramirez is apologizing.
And because of that, our Barker here lost her microphone because of that save by Ramirez. Mukhang na-jam din yung daliri or kamay ni Ramirez, but we'll proceed. 22-13, 9-point lead for the Army. Viking, good dig. Coast Guard, they need a point here badly. Ramirez. Again, that type of set throws the defense off.
And one of the blockers of the Philippine Coast Guard also touched the net. So regardless of the outcome of that hit, puntos pa rin for the Philippine Army.
Hirap na yung tatalon ka tapos hindi mo agad hawakan yung bola. Such an art. Good serve by Reyes. 10-point lead for the Army. Gatdula scores a point here for the Coast Guard. Lead is down to 9. Adam Adam serving now for the Coast Guard. Back to the orange and white. Back-to-back points here coming from the Dolphins.
Rudy Gatdula starting to warm up his offense at kakailanganin nila yan come the third set.
Pero ang tanong ngayon dito for the Coast Guard, is it too late here in set number 2? We'll see. They're still down by 8. Lapide brings the lead back up to 9.
You can see the variation of the two setters of the Philippine Army in De Pamailo and Nico Ramirez. Nico Ramirez, mas masugal siya sa combination plays. Then textbook volleyball for De Pamailo.
Iba nga, no? Iba yung approach sila pareho. Gatdula scores again. So not only Entig, but Gatdula has jumped into the scoring ship.
He has scored 4 points so far in the second set. That's a good sign for Abdul Wahab also.
Ngayon magkasabay na sila sa harap ni Entig. Talking about Gatdula and Entig.
And this should be the strongest front line for Coast Guard.
Pwede, no? Oo nga eh. But then again, tinan mo, nasa 24th mark na itong Army. And they end it 25-16 here in set number 2.
Philippine Army still playing like a well-oiled machine in the second frame. They're looking to close this out in straight sets.
First set was 25-15. Second set was 25-16. BCDA Army up 2-0. And great execution. Great setup job by Ramirez at that point. Courtesy of Abdul Majid. Second set only in 21 minutes. Our third set when we come back. BCDA Army Troopers off to a good start here after dropping their first 2 matches here in their 3rd match in the Open Conference. They're off to a good start. 2-0 agad kontra dito sa Philippine Coast Guard. Chicky Reyes here with Neil Flores. This is your Spikers Turf Open Conference 2019 live on One Sports. What happened in set number 2?
Well, I think the Philippine Coast Guard is still trying to find their rhythm in setting up the offense. Again, mas maganda naman yung ipinakita nila come the second set. And Rudy Gatdula finally got involved in the scoring picture. Eddie Marcasim got a couple of points. And Jemmy Intig was still his usual stellar self.
Now on the other side, partner, we don't even mention the name of a PJ Rojas that often. Diba compared to the previous conferences? Hindi. Dahil may Faljorina na, and then other people, even Labide, just joining in the scoring party.
And they're taking advantage of their chemistry as a team dahil mas matagal na rin sila naglalaro compared sa Coast Guard Dolphins.
Now I'm feeling here for Abdul Wahab, the setter and the captain. Sinusubukan niya to be the glue guy. Good thing here for the Coast Guard. 3rd set to fresh set. It can still go their way.
Double contact violation will be called on Depamilo.
So magandang umpisa to for the Coast Guard. What they want right now is to feed off from this good start here. Back to the Coast Guard. Chance ball for the Army. Depamilo. Set up jump to Faljorina. We're tied at 1.
Faljorina is so far the newest leading scorer for the Philippine Army.
Alam mo, magugulat kayo dito sa kupunan ng Army. Yung mga high leapers and power hitters nila dito are hefty people. In Faljorina and PJ Rojas.
But Eddie Marcasim will score another point for the Dolphins. Tama yung sinabi mo, Chiki. This is a better start compared to the first 2.
Yes. Joust at the net. Nobody owns that point yet. PJ, off speed. Ito na Dolphins. Back to the Troopers. PJ this time around with power, and it's good. Tied at 2 here in set 3.
And maganda rin talaga na scattered yung output ng Philippine Army para hindi masyadong pagod si PJ Rojas. And pag kailangan na nila ng puntos, fresh legs pa siya.
Doon papasok yung power niya. Coast Guard failing to score in that last sequence. Rojas went cross court. There was no check ball. This will go the way of the Coast Guard.
Angle was too short for PJ Rojas.
And he apologizes quickly to Coach Rico. Francisco serving for the Dolphins. They're up by a point. Chance ball for the Coast Guard. And we are tied at 3.
Lifting violation called on Francisco. That ball was too low para makuha mo siya overhead.
So ganito rin, ha? 3-all, Army, ayaw magpaiwan. Coast Guard, they want to have that nice momentum go their way again. Hang time.
Net touch will be called on Liberato.
So the lead swings back to the Coast Guard 4-3.
And if you're on the side of the Philippine Coast Guard, you would want to create more space between you and Army.
Now, 4 touches already. Sinusubukan nila PJ lumusot dun.
Eagle eyes for both of our referees.
Now a 2-point lead here for the Coast Guard, 5-3. Make that a 3-point lead. Oh, nope. Was that an overreaching error there?
Yes, you really have to give allowance to the setter na ibigay yun sa kakampi niya before you block the ball.
Inunahan ni Entig. Si Depa Milo, okay.
That was a one-hand set. Pag naunang humawak si Entig compared kay Depamilo, that would have been a good touch.
Now powerful hit coming from Eddie Mar there.
Konti-konti nang nabubuhay ang atake ng Dolphins. This is a good sign for their coach.
Pero kung ikaw yung humahanga sa Dolphins, gusto mo, huwag lang 6-4. You want to increase this lead further. And you want to avoid such errors as well.
These service errors are really dragging for your teammates. Lalo na't pinapaghirapan nyo yung mga puntos, then suddenly you throw some away.
5 serving 6. Liberato with a good serve. Abdul Wahab, good setup job for Entig. Saktong-sakto.
Same play, same result. Parang lahat ata ng short back running hits ni Abdul Wahab and Entig patay eh.
Tawagin mo na eh. A perfect way to call it money. That was money for Entig. Depa Milo. Bumawi sila with the same approach. Doliente with a running hit. Parang inulit lang, ano?
If you can do it, we can do it too.
Quits lang sila doon. 7-6. Coast Guard still up by a point. And then Eddie Mar takes it back. So that buzzer means we're going to go to this first technical timeout in set number 3. Coast Guard still up by 2.
Ang bagal lang naman ng talon eh. Ang bagal din niya pumalo. So adjust agad. Itulak mo na yan. Wag ka, naka-steady ka lang dito kasi. Itulak mo yung papunta sa kaliwa. Hoy, malamang sila oh. Kapit tayo, kapit.
Let's go! Wag natin na yan naman. Ano lumayo? Go, busy behind. Okay. Ay, wag yan.
We're back here in Paco Arena in Manila for this live coverage of your Spikers Turf 2019 Open Conference. It's a match of the Coast Guard against the Army. We'll show you some of the highlights here in set number 3, wherein the Philippine Coast Guard, they have taken the lead going into the first technical timeout for the first time in this match.
And in the first 2 sets, puro middle blockers ang gumagawa for the side of the Dolphins. But right now, the wings are starting to work and it will create more space para mas ma-jumble up pa yung blocking ng Philippine Army.
6 points already for Eddie Mar, but they need more point production from him. Hindi nakapunto si Fallorina. Pero yung triple defense doon ng Army, ang tibay.
You can also see the evolution of men's volleyball dahil dati hindi pa masyadong nagbibigay ng triple block. But we also adapt to the changes of the game. And most of the teams are trying to put up that solid triple block. The likes of Santa Elena, Philippine Air Force.
8 all. All of a sudden, no, biglang Army is stringing up a couple of points here to tie it at 8. One more try for the Coast Guard. Yun lang ang kinakailangan nila doon, just to score another point.
Smart move from Ada Madam, just pushing it out of bounds. He has been quiet so far in this game. He scored 10 points in that loss against Perpetual Health.
Rojas. There was a gap and he took advantage.
Pag meron lang maliit na gap dyan, PJ will really maximize that. I mean, with his sheer power, lulusot at lulusot yung bola.
Tabla tayo sa 9. That's a service ace coming from Doliente. The lead goes back to the Army, 10-9. And there is a rotation error coming from the Dolphins.
Dalawa na ang kalamangan ng Philippine Army.
So from 8-6, coming to the technical timeout, biglang 5 sunod dito ang Army compared to 1 point from the Coast Guard. Lead of the Army down to 1, 11-10. Francisco will serve for the Coast Guard. Troopers on the attack. At napakasimple ng kanilang execution doon courtesy of De Pamailo and Liberato.
Medyo nahihirapan ngang basahin ng Philippine Coast Guard yung atake ng Army. Lalo na pag nag-switch pa ng setters. Iba na naman yung diskarte.
Hirap basahin nga yung gano'n, ano? Iba-ibang flavor. Somebody touch the net from the Army.
Liberato will be called for that one. But I think De Pamailo, umamin. Siya yung nakahawak dun sa net.
Ref, hindi po siya ako. 12-11. Lead is with the Army at 1 point. And that was in. That's an ace. Now we're tied at 12. Good counter run being shown here by the Coast Guard. Adam. Another nice serve there. Rojas. Not so powerful but effective.
Sometimes hindi niya rin naman masyado ginagamitan ng power. He looks at the defense, kung saan may butas, doon niya pinapadaan.
Yun yung sign of maturity din ng isang PJ Rojas.
6 attacks and 2 blocks so far for PJ Rojas.
And then the loaded serve. And look at that. Ismael with a nice reception. And then siya rin ang pumuntos.
But he has to get that service in for the Dolphins.
Tied at 13. Over receive. Chance for the Coast Guard to take the lead again. Eddie Mara rejected. And that military checkpoint at the net by the Army, ang tibay talaga.
But you know, hindi naman ganun kabilis yung balik nung block na yon papunta sa side ng Philippine Coast Guard. But all of the players were in the opposite side of the court. Walang naiwan sa likuran. There was no coverage. But Liberato throws that one away.
And he knew it. He knew it. Sinubukan niya lagyan ng English yun, hoping that the ball will still go to the other side. 14 all. Something has got to give here in this set. We're tied at 14. Labide tried to go cross court. It goes out. So ang kalamangan nasa Coast Guard ulit, 15-14. 6 attacks for Antig. Doliente was rejected. Labide on the other side. Abdul Wahab. Set up job. Quick one. Worked for Francisco. And it's another 2-point lead here for the Coast Guard. 16-14 as we go to the second technical timeout of set number 3.
Gulang pa rin. Iiral pa rin sa utak natin. Gulang. Hindi pwedeng ganun. Nagkamali na kasama natin. Imamali pa natin sa depensa. So, ikaw naman, service. Kita mong dikit ang score eh. Sasabi nyo, iwas error tayo.
Let's go! BCDA!
Upcoming games for the Dolphins. Hachiran FEU, PLDT Home Fiber, and San Sebastian, September 15, October 1, and October 3. Pati po yung oras, all here in Paco Arena in Manila. So it's also an interesting Pool C competition there. Although Perpetual is already up there, labanan to sa second spot, ano?
And PLDT can still potentially grab that number 1 slot if they end up sweeping the entire pool. Magna number 2 yung Perpetual. But if PLDT sweeps all of the games, all of the other teams will formally get eliminated.
Oo nga. Ang assured lang is Perpetual is in the quarters.
Yes.
With a 4-0 record. Dahil ang huling laban nila would be against PLDT. That's gonna be a fantastic match.
And after this game, we will have a new team in the San Beda Red Lions going up against San Sebastian.
Ang ganda.
For those people asking, wala na po ang PNP Patrollers, unfortunately. So San Beda will take their place.
Wala na, no? Oo nga, yung ating patrollers. So 16-15, or rather 17-15, Coast Guard hanging on into this match here because of this 2-point lead here in set 3. Black shirts on the attack. Labide scores again, and that lead of the Coast Guard is down to 1.
Of course, ayaw na i-extend ito ng Army to a 4th dahil pag nangyari yon, you will just give confidence to the Dolphins para ma-extend siya all the way to a 5-set match.
At mag-iiba ang complexion nun.
And we've seen a lot of games and a lot of teams na 2 sets down na but they still end up winning the match. So you have to be careful and become more aggressive in pressing on the defense of the Philippine Coast Guard.
No check ball. Palo ni Fallorina goes out. Now the lead has got up to 3 for the Coast Guard. 19-16. Si Coach Rico naman ang humingi dito ng timeout.
Bumlock dyan, quicker to quicker. Saan ka ba nakatingin? Ang quicker papunta dito. Pupunta ka dito sa open. Gilas-gilasan mo naman dyan sa harap. Okay, pangkat hindi tayo nakaka-block, hindi tayo lalamang dyan, hindi tayo aabot. Nag-error pa tayo. Dapat less error tayo, lamang na nga ang kalaban.
Straightforward marching orders para sa Army Troopers. Bawasan ang error.
And you talk to the middle blocker, kailangan mo tapatan yung spiker mo.
Let's see if they follow the orders here of Coach Rico. Rojas of the deflection, and the lead is down to 2. Pero kinakailangan din dito ma-address yung errors nga. That ball still alive. Fallorina. It's a low hit, and he knew it.
He apologizes for that, but that was a great dig from the setter, De Pamailo.
Nainis si Fallorina sa sarili niya. Alam niya, mababa yung palo eh. 20 serving 17. Coast Guard looking good to get set number 3 here. Let's see. De Pamailo. Punta kay Rojas. Back to the Coast Guard. Esmail is now feeling it.
Magandang kalamangan ito for the Philippine Coast Guard. 4 points.
21-17. And that one was a service error coming from Francisco. Tatanggapin ng Army yan with open arms. The people that were responsible in set number 1 na lumayo sila, Reyes and Ramirez, are back on the floor.
Just to change the flow of the offense of the Philippine Army, Nico Ramirez will be doing the setting chores.
Serving 21. Good dig at the net. Good defense again by the Army. Boy pa rin ang bola. Another great defense.
4 touches already. Kaya nagrereklamo yung Philippine Army, but tinawag naman.
Sabi ni first referee Bob Malena, "Oh, don't worry, relax. I saw it."
Siyempre, naghahabol itong Army, kaya kailangan nila lahat ng puntos na kaya nilang makuha.
Another good serve by Ramirez. Good dig by Labide. Rojas, ginawa ng paraan. On the other side, Uy, diving for that ball, and that was another low hit. This time coming from PJ.
Masyadong nagmadali si PJ Rojas. He could have set that up to one of his teammates.
Now that can be a costly error there dahil yung 21-19 na pwede maging 21-20 now has become 22-19 in favor of the Coast Guard. Three-point lead for the men in orange and white. Ramirez to Reyes. Instant connection.
Always reliable.
Again, parang jack in the box ang dating ni Reyes.
Pwede mo siya gawing starter. He can also perform off the bench.
No problem, no? Will always deliver.
That's a luxury for Coach Rico de Guzman.
Kailangan ng Coast Guard pumuntos dito. And they do. Uy was there but probably a step short. Ayun, nasa linya eh. 23-20. Jump serve by Ismail. Good reception by PJ. Labide with a cross court and it goes out.
Too much angle for Labide.
Now Coast Guard is at set point. Humingi ng timeout ang Army.
Simple, pattern defense, blocking, ito ang butas. Bakit kailangan magtatago kayo sa likod ng block? Anong meron sa likod ng block? Ibabaw ba yung palo? Hindi naman, di ba? Ayaw niyong basahin. Basahin niyo muna. Ha? Hindi. Kayang-kaya niyo naman butuin. Okay, sabi ko naman sa inyo kanina, less error tayo lang mga kalaban. Hindi tayo kailangan magtapa ng bola. Hindi pass! Mistake!
Third set not looking good here for the Philippine Army. Dahil ang Coast Guard humihingi ng isa pang set dito. And they're 1 point away from forcing or going to a fourth set against BCDA Army. Ismail. Service error there. So buhay pang Army. Villonson, Barica are coming in for Doliente and Liberato.
Nung pinasok si Barica in the previous set, pagkapasok niya nakakuha agad siya ng service ace. And they need that now.
Let's see if he could repeat. Wow, what a loaded serve. Pero ang ganda rin ng reception. And then, Edimar scores the final blow, making it 25-21. Coast Guard getting set number 3.
Nagising na nga ang Philippine Coast Guard as they grab this third frame.
Score natin dyan 25-21. We are going to a fourth set right after this break.
when you start on a good note, everything will really follow. And the Philippine Coast Guard Dolphins did just that. They started out really well in that third frame. Kaya naman nakabawi na sila at buhay na sila. They're looking to extend their momentum in this fourth frame to potentially send it to a fifth set. 14 attacks compared to the only 10 of the Philippine Army. And in that set, mas marami nang naitala ang Army sa errors compared sa ating Dolphins.
Would you say na parang nag-relax ba ng kaunti ang Army ng third set?
Potentially, that can be a factor if you're down by a lot. Dahil alam naman natin, it was very convincing yung pagkapanalo nila nung first two frames. Then suddenly, they dropped that third set.
And we were talking top of the coverage that apart from sweeping their remaining games, including this one, kailangan in convincing fashion ang Army to have that nice chance to get one of the top two spots.
And this is a must-win for the Army, lalo na dahil 0-2 sila. Philippine Coast Guard 0-1. So mas importante ito for the Philippine Army.
Fourth set has begun and the Army starts it with a service error. (1-0). Make that 1-all. Nagsagutan ng service error. Ooh. That ball's still alive here. PJ goes to the back. And Esmail replies with authority.
Kasi against a single blocker in Faljorina, clearly not enough to stop that attack.
Whew. Wow. Our score now, Coast Guard 2-1. Another good early start here for the men in orange and white. Rojas. Esmail. Balik sa mga nakaitim. PJ again. Off the block and he'll tie it at 2.
Good adjustment on PJ Rojas. He already saw two blockers in front of him. Kanina he went for an angle. This time he went for the deflection.
Tabla tayo sa dalawa in set 4. One hand set by Abdul Wahab for Entig. And he's not yet done. Jemmy is not yet done.
He's probably the most consistent attacker so far for Abdul Wahab.
I like this one hand set by Abdul Wahab there. Alfrazin doing an awesome job as well. Depamailo, quick one for Liberato.
And you have to consider that Liberato is a left-handed spiker. So medyo mag-a-adjust ka rin in the blocking department.
Hirap bantayan ng southpaw. Esmail hoping that he'll get a check ball but he won't. Baka naman lumusot lang kasi, di ba? Army up by a point, 4-3. It's now the captain, Randy Faljorina, with the serve. And Tig, I would have to say, medyo nasa likod nga yung bola ni Jemmy Entig in that last approach. But he was still able to score.
Advantage niya rin na mataas siya tumalon. Plus, he's a tall middle blocker. Mahaba-haba yung galamay at maabot-abot talaga niya yun.
I'm looking at his arms. Pag nilabas niya, parang yung wingspan ng eroplano. Gift for Liberato. He takes it. Lead goes back to the Army, 5-4. Rallies are shorter, points are quicker. PJ overcooks that one.
And we're different. We're looking at a different squad in the Philippine Coast Guard. Medyo mas nabigyan na nila ng energy at buhay yung mga sarili nila compared dun sa unang dalawang pagkatalo nila.
Parang diesel engine, ano? Nag-warm up na Labide, cross court rather. Somebody Oh, it's Francisco who touched the net.
That was a clear violation on Francisco. Labide has been trying to go for those super sharp angles.
Nahuli ni referee Bob. Denied at the net, but the ball goes out. So that's a point for the Coast Guard. Tabla tayo sa 6. Tied at 6 here. And they return the favor. Viljonson gives the lead back to the Army, 7-6. Abdul Wahab. One more time, this time to Edimar. De Pamailo. Going to Faljorina, down the line, it's open.
Sweet spot for Faljorina.
And what did he do? He did an Esmail there, right? 8-6 is our score. Check this out. But I love the celebration after that, doing an Esmail. Army up by 2, 8-6. We'll be right back.
Tumatama sa kamay mo.
Let's go, bro.
Layo pa tayo. Layo.
You gotta love the war that's happening in this match. You know, that those antics, they're not really disrespecting each other, but more of, I guess, trying to get into the heads of the other opponent. And Faljorina, the captain earlier, with that gesture. Adam. Balik ang bola dito sa Army. Randy. So that won't be a point there for Randy. It's now 7 serving 8. De Pamailo going to Labide. Balik sa Army. De Pamailo setting up Viljonson, and that's a quick point there.
You know, every time you give those free balls or easy balls to the side of the Philippine Army, mas binibilisan ni De Pamailo yung mga sets niya sa mga spikers compared to those break balls.
Coast Guard. They go to Esmail, and both Faljorina and Viljonson were trying to look, where's that ball?
It was just right in front of them. Di nila nakita.
But that happens, right, Neil? Pagka-block mo, dahil di mo agad manonoticean magsisail yung bola eh. Ayun, no? Nag-landing sa gitna nilang dalawa. Army up by a point. They go to PJ this time. And again, a 2-point lead for BCDA Army.
He has been maximizing the hands of the blockers of the Dolphins. Talking about PJ Rojas.
Esmail. Again. Now, it's a different gesture for Esmail.
That's part of the game.
Ikaw may ganyan ka ba nung naglalaro ka? May mga antics ka ba, Neil? So how would you play? Tahimik lang?
Yeah.
You let your game do the talking, no?
I don't know, maybe hindi lang rin kami nasanay dun sa trash talking na culture. But you know, to each his own.
Kanya-kanyang style yan. And if it entertains our viewers, our fans, then that would be nice too. But look at this. We are now tied at 10, and I would like to believe that The momentum is on the side of the Coast Guard and the confidence as well. Joust at the net. Boy Pambola. Coast Guard can take the lead here, but they fail to do so. Army take the upper hand again, 11-10. Falorina. Nice serve. Esmail. And that flying gesture continues.
I'm curious kung anong ibig sabihin nun. Maybe we can ask them later
Oo
on.
nga, iba yung kanina, di ba? Tapos binago, nagka-flapping wings na ngayon. If this reaches the 5th set, I wonder if they have another gesture for set 5.
But if pumunta nga to sa 5th set, the Dolphins will have the upper hand.
Baka naman dolphin gesture yun, ano? We'll ask them later. PJ! That's what PJ Rojas has been doing for the past conferences. Score emphatically. Lead goes back to the Army, 12-11. Loaded serve. Entig. Although na-timingan na yung palo ni Entig, it's still a point for Jemmy. 12 all. Depamilo set up job for Labide. The net defense is there and the celebration continues for the orange and white.
We're already at the halfway mark in this 4th set. Army needs to spark up their momentum if they want to end this match. Dahil pag nagkaroon tayo ng quotient system at 5-setter yung mga laro nila, it will be...
Sisingilin sila nun. And now everyone is doing that flying gesture, whatever you want to call it. It's a 2-point lead for the Coast Guard. Depamilo, set up job for Labide. 15-12. Kita mo na ngayon, iba na ang ihip ng hangin. Stiff, straight, seryoso masyado on the side of the Army. But on the other side, these men in orange and white are just having fun.
Abdul Majid will replace Labide.
15-12. And the Army, they needed that point to stop the bleeding.
Again, pag umabot to sa 5th set, personally, alam ko that the upper hand will be on the side of the Philippine Coast Guard when we're talking about confidence and momentum.
Yes. Francisco, not that time. That ball is still alive. Edimar. Edimar again, off speed. Depamilo. Abdul Wahab going back to Edimar, goes down the line, it's out.
Good intentions. Mas maliit na blocker si Depamilo. So logically speaking, mas malaki ang chance mo makapuntos off that down the line hit.
Liberato with 9 points. Pinanggigilan ni Abdul Majid yun. And that point will go to the Coast Guard. It's now a 2-point lead here for the men in orange and white, 16-14.
Igagayad pa nga kita sa ganyan sitwasyon. Binibigyan kayo ng chance para tumulong dun sa team natin. Pero kung ganyan na ipapakita nyo, useless yan yung gagawin nyo dun sa loob ng court. Kaya nga, hihingi tayo ng help sa kasama natin. Support tayo. Di ba?
Dalawa. Let's go, BCBA!
The Philippine Coast Guard Dolphins are looking good so far in this halfway mark. Konti na lang, they can extend this match to a 5th.
So I asked Eddie Mar and what that gesture was sabi nila, may ginagaya lang daw silang gesture din. So I said, ba't kanina hindi gumagalaw yung mga kamay? Sabi niya, we're just having fun, sir. So,
That doesn't mean anything.
wala eh, wala. So, and then everybody just picked it up and now, I guess, nagalit sila Falyurina and the rest of the Army because they're down by 2 points here and Coast Guard looking good to request for a 5th and final set. We'll see kung anong panagot dito ng na Army. So that gesture has evolved. Una, dalawang kamay lang, and then with a flap, now with a jump. 17-14, may timeout ang Army. Let's listen in.
Ayaw mo ng jump set, i-fake mo ba? Will makinig. I-fake mo, jump set. Saka mo ibigay dun sa open, hindi yun nakita mong tumakbo lang yung quick. Sa'yo na. Eh di ihuli ng block. Ha? Hindi nakukuha sa mga dali.
Bati ko po yung family namin.
Dahan-dahanin mo lang. Meron ka nga ito. Nandito pa si PJ oh. May back row ka pa.
Tatlo.
Neil, let's go scientific a bit. May sinasabi si Coach Rico na nagmamadali dito eh. As we see the celebration of the Coast Guard. What's happening now to the Army? Bakit pahirapan na ngayon pumuntos?
He's looking for more deception for the setter dahil wala na nga siya na luloko na blocker. Bantay na yung mga attackers niya. So he has to shuffle it up.
Para magkaroon ng variety lang, ano?
Kumbaga naghahanap si Coach Rico ng fake.
And I guess the Cyward that the Coast Guard is doing, ngayon it's working to their advantage. Kasi mababasa mo sa body language ng Army na medyo naiinis ng bahagya eh. Let's see if they can recover. But Francisco and the rest of the Coast Guard, the confidence is oozing right now here in set 4.
And nag-respond na rin itong mga kakampi ni Abdul Wahab after all of those timeouts na naging vocal siya.
They're now translating it into points. Ismael continues to fly high here in this match. 19-15 in favor of the Coast Guard. That's an overcooked hit by Abdul Majid. Now the lead has gone up to 5 here, Neil. 20-15. Pakinggan ulit natin ang huddle ng Army.
Alam niyo, hihintay lang natin yung bola dumating sa atin. Wala talagang mangyayari. Galing service. Halos ang service nila walang karga. Umu-over ang bola, tayo nakatayo. Saka tayo gagalaw pag ang bola, makikita nyo ng inside. Bakit tayo yung salubungin yung bola dyan? Kung saan ang direction, ibigay nyo ng maayos, kamayin nyo. Diba? Hina-hina lang yung service.
I think that's a good point by Coach Rico. Hindi naman loaded yung service.
Kumbaga masyadong naging relax.
Nga eh. Tapos dun sa pagiging relax, no, ang ating assessment lang naman dyan, sinakyan naman ngayon ng Coast Guard. And right now, every time they hold that volleyball, parang hindi sila magkamali.
A totally different team we're seeing. Diesel engine, kumbaga, sabi mo nga kanina.
Kinamay na nga ni PJ yung first ball. Falyurina was denied. They will try again. Eddie Mar tried to save that one, but to no avail. But they're still up here by 5. (16 serving 21). Abdul Majid. Jump serve. Good pancake. And then, look at that. Hindi naman perfect first ball, but they just stayed with it.
And they did not give up. Tapos dun sa side naman ng Army, nobody went up for the block.
There's now a 6-point lead for the Coast Guard, 22-16. Depamailo, combination with Fallorina. Error on the side of the Coast Guard. It's a double violation. Alam mo kung ma-steal pa ito ng Coast Guard, ano? All the way to the 5th and final set. They're gonna be 1-1. That's like pretty much shutting the door na on the
Philippine
Army.
Yes, that's correct.
The window of opportunity really becomes very small for them. Kaya crucial sa kanila to. Esmail still flapping his wings. And I think they know that we're talking about them. Doing that gesture.
That was substitution for the Dolphins. They want a full offensive front line. Gatdula, Kasim, and Intig to close this one out.
23-17.
Lifting violation called on Depamailo.
And what a time, no, na magkaroon ka ng ganong error. Now it's set point here for the Coast Guard. Fallorina denied. And set 4 ends 25-17. We are going to a 5th set.
And you called it right. We will go the distance. Another 5-setter. This time between the Army Troopers and the Philippine Coast Guard Dolphins.
And the confidence is oozing on the side of the orange and white Army. They're looking for a good response here. They're down in the trenches. And the marching orders, they have to follow the marching orders of Coach Rico. Set number 4 in 21 minutes. We have a 5th and final set. They were marching in cadence in the first 2 sets, and all of a sudden, that cadence disappeared in sets 3 and 4. And then the flapping wings of the Dolphins came out in those 2 latter sets. Kaya tabla tayo 2 sets apiece.
The tables have turned. Now everything is working on the side of the Dolphins. And magandang sign yun kasi kahit na sobrang dami na lang errors in the first 2 frames, hindi sila natakot in putting those strong hits inside until they finally got that rhythm and they got that 4th set.
Kwentuhan mo kami dito, Neil, sa nagkatalo dito.
Well, they played better for sure defensively. 4 blocks compared to the none of the Philippine Army, and then they committed more errors also.
Doon nagkatalo. No? In fact, the attacks, napabor pa nga sa Army eh. You're right, it's in the defense and taking care of that volleyball. So now we are down to the 5th and final set. This is only 1-15. Kinakailangan for the side of the Army, kalimutan yung 3 and 4. But if you're on the side of the Coast Guard, feed on what you've built on sets 3 and 4.
At sobrang iksi lang nitong 5th set natin. It's only going to be up to 15 points. Tsaka napansin ko, Chiki, kung sino man nag-start ng maganda dun sa set na yon,
Yes.
kadalasan natutuloy-tuloy nila hanggang dulo.
You're right. Tama ka. Yung mga nauunan sa technical timeout, di ba? So final push for both teams here. Let's see kung magpapatuloy ang magandang pinakikita ng Coast Guard. And let's see kung makabounce back naman ang Philippine Army. This is Group C competition. Army entering this game with an 0-2 record. Ang Coast Guard 0-1. Perpetual is alone at the top with 4-0. PLDT at second with 2-0. So mahalaga itong game na ito. Ito ng Army. Labide. Denied, and Coast Guard scores the first point in set 5.
They're continuing to put up that solid block or solid wall to prevent the attacks of Army from going in.
Another chance for the Coast Guard to go 2-0. Let's see. Ismail does that. I don't know what they've done with that move, but it's working for them. Labide, too low of a hit.
Early 3-point lead for the Dolphins in this all-important fifth frame.
Quick start by the Coast Guard, 3-0. And then a service error by Eddie Mar. Labide. They need this production here. Adam goes to the back. No check ball. It will go the way of the Army.
Just like that. Isa na lang ang kalamangan ng Coast Guard.
And then Ismail tried to save that one. Didn't go his way. We are tied at 3. Tingnan natin kung makakuha dito ng Coast Guard ng kalamangan or if it goes the way of the Army. PJ goes to the back. It's good. It's in. Now the Army takes the upper hand.
It's game time for PJ Rojas.
Kapit lang po. Walang magpapalit ng channel dyan sa inyo. Ismail, denied at the net. And it's the turn of Fallorina and the Army to do that gesture. Army up by 2, 5-3. Let's listen into this huddle.
Sinasabi niya, makinig lang tayo. Tuloy-tuloy lang. Tara. Enjoy! Hey! Hey! What's good?
Check this joust at the net, then boom. It's their turn. You gotta love those gestures, huh? Pero dito, ang mag-fold kasi, ang mapikon, talo ka eh.
And you have to be careful lang dahil paminsan pag sobrang invested ka in these antics, baka mawala ka sa focus in the actual game.
And you might even get a warning, di ba, sa ating mga referees for overdoing it.
You just have to be very cautious.
Na hindi mo dun dalhin yung laro mo, no? Depa Milo sets up PJ, denied at the net, and we are tied at 5. This is still anybody's game. Second game pa lang po natin to. May pangatlo pa tayo. Army. Fallorina denied. Now the lead goes back to the Coast Guard.
Now a warning will be called on Kasim.
Sumobra na yung kanilang And I like that. May gesture sila ni Fallorina na nagkamayan.
Actually, pwede naman yon, but you have to turn around.
Wag mo lang harapan. Pero nakita ko, nagkamayan si Fallorina and Esmail.
Well, you know, it's all part of the game. Alam naman nila that after it all, magkakaibigan pa rin naman yan outside the court.
And they did that. They turned around and they did that gesture. 2-point lead for the Coast Guard. PJ apologizing to the bench. So kanina, 2-point lead ang Army. Ngayon naman, it has swung back to the side of the Coast Guard. 4 straight points coming from the men in orange and white. And after I completed my sentence, it's a service error.
Yan na yung mga hindi na dapat nangyayari dahil last set na eh.
Not a good first ball for the Coast Guard. But Esmail still delivers. In spite of that, so meron tayong changeover dito. 2-point lead for the Coast Guard. Hindi maganda yung first ball eh. But Esmail is just flying high with confidence here.
And the defense of the Army was not ready. Sabi mo nga, that wasn't the strongest of hits.
No.
Nilagay na lang dun sa zone 1, but nobody picked it up. Kaya naman, the Dolphins will grab a 2-point lead as we change courts.
So we got our second referee here, Referee Morat, making sure that everyone is in their right places. Esmail Kasim on your screens with Jemmy and Tig having that quick cuddle with their captain and setter, Abdul Wahab. They're up by 2, 8-6. And they're looking good into stealing this match. And we say stealing this match from PJ Rojas and the rest of the Army because the Army were up 2-0 early in the contest.
And the Army will look back if ever they end up losing this match on that third set.
Oo eh, dun yun eh.
Kumbaga, dugoon na yung kalaban mo eh, binuhay mo pa.
Binigyan mo ng pagkakataon pumunta sa medic nila. They needed that one. Good response coming from Liberato.
That has been the most consistent double substitution for Coach Rico de Guzman. Nico Ramirez and Michael Reyes.
Always no, sa crucial part ng latter part ng bawat set, they come in. Close out people here. Somebody touched the net. Or somebody went over that line. It's against Esmail.
That's correct. Crossing violation called on Kasim. He wasn't able to control his momentum when he went down.
Tied at 8. Chance ball. Can the Army capitalize? And they do. Now it's the turn of Liberato to brag about that number and name at the back of his jersey. (9-8), Army up by a point.
Kanina 2 points down ang Army. Ngayon, lamang na naman sila.
So it's a series of runs, diba? Small runs. Pero hanggang 15 lang ito eh. So I wonder where that run will end. Somebody touched the net. Coming from the Army, we are tied at 9. I'm looking at the score. Hindi pa tayo nag-extended set ah.
Mga ito na yun.
Baka dito.
We will go all the way.
Nasa 5th set na tayo, Neil. Might as well, diba? Go the distance. Fantastic numbers for Esmail there.
18 big points for Kasim.
Wow! What a time to go loaded on the service, and they take the lead.
Make that 19.
19 points already. And he's feeling it. Pero tingnan ko yung depensa ng Army, ganun din eh. Oh. Naka-ready na sila. Good first ball. Good dig on the other side. Oops, there's a gift. Oh, what happened there? What happened to Edimar?
Yes, that's going to be a point for the Philippine Coast Guard.
Oh, okay, I thought I saw referee Bob signaling to the Army, but it's going to be the point of the Coast Guard. 11-9, they're up by 2. Let's listen in.
Ikaw, bakit ka nagmamadali? Pwede mo namang ipunin ng mataas. Saka kumuha. Hindi naman nakukuha ng madalian. Parang score. Trabaho muna tayo. Uy, huwag kayo magpahawa. Kung bulok ang isa, kailangan huwag kayo mahawa.
Hey! Yo, PCDA! Step up!
I could feel the sense of urgency in that tone of Coach Rico.
Good numbers also for Edimar Kasim, 11 points.
Those two guys are doing the damage. You know, the Casims are doing the damage here. Ramirez, set up job for Reyes. Nandun yung depensa, lumabas lang yung bola. So, it's still anybody's game here, 11-10.
I think 100% efficiency sila so far dun sa combination play from the middle.
And yung Ramirez and Reyes tandem. All-important serve by PJ, but it goes out.
Crucial error.
Still a 2-point lead here for the Coast Guard, 12-10.
Galvez will be serving for the Dolphins.
Good serve by Galvez. And there was an error on the side of the Coast Guard, Neil.
Net infraction. Isa na lang ang kalamangan ng Philippine Coast Guard as Joshua Barica will make his re-entry.
Every time he comes in, may magandang nangyayari din naman for the Army. And always a loaded serve no when he steps onto that service area.
Pero kailangan niya ipasok yan.
Yes. First things first, yun eh. Sumobra. Not sure if he's feeling the pressure right now. But at this point, kinakailangan ice cold ka eh. Hindi ka pwedeng maapektuhan ng pressure.
That's a tough one for Barica.
Coast Guard up by 2 and they only need 2 points to get this W. Their first win here in the Open Conference. Army going to Reyes, zone 1. Again, that dynamic duo of Ramirez and Reyes still working well here. Depamilo and Faliorina come back in. Nagawa na ni Ramirez and Reyes yung kanilang dapat gawin.
22 excellent sets so far for Depamilo.
Very good game. Abdul Wahab, set up job. And Francisco delivers. Now it's match point for the Coast Guard. Army with a timeout. Let's listen in.
Yan yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. Kahit makinig sa akin, yung team natin, pinapatay natin mabuti. Ayaw yung sinasabi ko ako, salita ko ng sir, dapat binubuhan nyo ng binubuhan dyan. Hindi pwedeng hindi kayo magsasalita dyan. Ha? Attitude na lang, pride na lang tayo.
No X's and no O's in that last huddle by the Army. Coach Rico mentioned 2 very important words, attitude and pride.
It's now or never for the Troopers. They need to score 2 more points to get a little extension.
Tingnan natin, Army, they need to score here. They don't. The defense worked well here for the Coast Guard, and what a comeback for the Philippine Coast Guard Dolphins, getting this one 15-12.
After being down by 2 sets, they end up winning it all. Nabuhay ang Philippine Coast Guard in that third frame, and they get rewarded with their first win in our Open Conference.
What a resurrection of sorts here for the Coast Guard Dolphins. The last set going for 14 minutes only. They got sets 3, 4, and 5 to win 3-2 against the Army. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Fantastic comeback for the Philippine Coast Guard Dolphins after being down 0-2. Nakuha nila yung sets 3, 4, and 5. At nandito yung kanilang best player, Energy Bunny. We call him Esmail Ging Kasim. Ging, kwentuhan mo muna ako bago tayo dun sa mga detalye. Ano ba yung ginagawa ninyo kaninang gesture? At mukhang yun yung naging energy ninyo in getting sets 3, 4, and 5.
Paano po, ginaya ko lang po yung sa kabilang team po kasi gumaganon po sa pag nakapuntos siya. Tapos sinabi ko po sa kasama ko na gayahin natin yun kasi sila enjoy sila gumaganon-ganon. Tapos kaya nga pag kahit puntos nila gumaganon-ganon. So yun, parang nadala ko yung mga kasama ko po.
So mukhang nag-enjoy talaga kayo dito, controlled enjoyment, nakuha nyo yung unang panalo ninyo. Ano sa tingin mo ngayon yung chances ninyo? 1-1 na kayo, pero may PLDT pa sa taas, meron pang perpetual health na nasa itaas. Paano nyo i-address yun?
Actually po, kaya naman po namin. Ang problema lang po sa amin, parang pag sa huli, minsan bumibitaw kami. Pero sa lahat po ng team, kaya naman namin kahit di kami masyado nakapag-training. Kasi minsan kasi kulang po kami sa training eh. Kaya yun, minsan wala kami sa nawawala sa focus. Pero promise namin sa mga kasama namin na tiwala lang kami, kaya natin na pumasok.
Ging, pag nagiging best player dito, pinapayagan namin bumate sa mga fans at sa mga tumitingala sa iyo. Pagkakataon mo nang magpasalamat sa lahat ng fans mo, fans ng Coast Guard at sa lahat ng fans ng Spikers Turf. Go ahead.
Una-una po, nagpapasalamat po kay Al. Binigay na po sa amin yung panalo. Din sa mga family ko po, sa mga sumusuporta sa team namin. Ayan po, binabati ko po yung mga family ko, sila Ambo at saka sila Pa at saka yung si Adjango at saka si Puyang ko, si Nadji, Pag-Adjel din, kay Sir Sarote at saka kay Sir Muika. Ayan po, sa lahat po ng sumusuporta sa team namin. Ayan, maraming salamat po.
Congratulations, Ging Kasim, our best player of the match. Neil, take it away.
This is the official confirmation of that 5-set victory of the Philippine Coast Guard. The Dolphins officially complete their comeback after that dismal performance in the first 2 frames. They finally found their rhythm, and defense worked wonders for them come end game. They will improve their record to 1-1 as they continue to fight for a slot in our quarterfinals.
And what a rally that we saw, a resurrection of sorts from the Coast Guard. And I like their demeanor. Ano? Sabi na, trabaho lang talaga. They know that it's gonna be a tough climb going to the top, but they can feed off from this victory, Neil. Tama ba?
And this is a perfect example na hindi natatapos ang volleyball sa dalawang set.
Hindi talaga.
So, magandang performance na nangyari for the Philippine Coast Guard, and they will be bringing that confidence as they still fight for that slot in the top 2.
Dahil di pa sila nakikita ng PLDT, di ba? Pwede pa. And of course, the other teams are also in a good position to challenge PLDT for the number 2 spot. I'm not saying that they're not gonna get it, pero dito sa pool na ito, sa pool C na ito, probably yung Army lang ang medyo tagilid na in getting the top 2 spots.
That's correct. After 3 losses, medyo malabo na nga na makapasok itong Philippine Army. But nonetheless, they would still want to end their campaign on a winning note in the next games.
Now, it's the fun side, the dance move, that gesture. And it rubbed off to everybody else. That's why they got it in 5 sets. Ito yung mga numero natin, Neil.
Sabi ko nga, defense worked wonders for the Philippine Coast Guard. They outblocked the Army 10-6, scored toe-to-toe in the attacks department and the aces. Even though they committed more errors, 39-33, yung blocking talaga ang nagpapanalo sa ating Philippine Coast Guard Dolphins in this match.
For those of you who love the numbers, ayan po, mga numero natin. 2 games done. We got 1 more. Dito po sa may Paco Arena in Manila. Please don't change that channel because we got 1 more game para sa inyong Spikers Turf Open Conference. Para kay Neil Flores, ito po si Chicky Reyes. Nagsasabing maraming salamat sa inyong pagsubaybay. Keep it locked in here on One Sports for your Open Conference ng inyong Spikers Turf.